Okay, I'm recording this before I get in the shower, so enjoy my beautifully greasy hair. Nintendo Switch 2 has been out for a week now, and people are loving it, people are hating it, people are all over the place. Some people are saying they're not buying it, and they're still buying it. But what do you think? What should we think about the Nintendo Switch 2? But let's go after Nintendo for a quick minute here. First off, what is this pricing? This is insane. Do you guys see the price of the Nintendo Switch 2 here in Canada? If you're Canadian and want to buy the Switch 2, you're looking at $700. $700! That's insane. That's honestly insane. For a Switch, for the console, with Mario Kart. Not real Mario Kart, not real Mario Kart, no. You don't get a physical copy. In fact, a lot of the Switch 2 games don't even have the game on the cartridge. I can still play my GameCube games I bought when I was 10 years old. I didn't buy. Thanks, Mom. Thanks, Dad. I can still play those till the day I die, and I have zero issues. That's how it should be. Is that how it's gonna be with the Switch 2? No. You don't get to own your games. Who do you think you are? Give us $80. Now let's say, if Mario Kart is fantastic, if it's as beautiful as everyone's saying, here, let's check out some gameplay footage. What an upgrade. Holy cow. Okay, I will say the game looks a million times better. Oh wait, that's the wrong footage. Hold on. Oh. Okay. So besides how the game actually looks, is it better? Is it worth your hard-earned pay? Is it worth that $700 that you could spend on a trip, on whatever you want, that you could spend on a Wii U and pretty much every game that came out for the Wii U? Maybe. My thing that bothers me is I've always loved Nintendo for their innovation. They've always done weird new things, you know? Even the Virtual Boy, terrible experience, but they tried something new. That's what Nintendo's always been about. From the GameCube to the Wii, from the Wii to the Wii U, from the Wii U to the Switch. The Switch to a Switch 2 is just a hardware upgrade. Let's be honest. I know it's kind of cool you have a mouse, but like, you're gonna work on Microsoft Word on your Nintendo Switch. I mean, power to you if that's what you want to do, but not a huge upgrade in my books. Now, is this upgrade worth $700? I don't think so. Maybe to you it is, but to me, okay, let's do a little more of a breakdown. Now, Nintendo did get sued in the past. Class action, I believe. I don't know. Hold on, I'll put it up on the screen. Because of their Joy-Cons failing. They actually took back my Joy-Cons and sent me back new ones. They actually weren't new, but they sent me back Joy-Cons that worked. They're no stick drift. Fantastic. Thanks, guys. I will say, I got 3 pairs of Joy-Cons. All of them have stick drift already. The new Joy-Cons, though? The new Joy-Cons? It's the same thing. You're gonna get stick drift again. You're still gonna have to deal with stick drift on the new Joy-Cons. So, like, wonderful news. I gotta pay $95 for a couple new ones. It's nothing. $95 for little... Okay, what about the screen? It's not as good as the OLED Switch. And if you look at the OLED Switch versus the Switch 2 screen, I understand the OLED screen OLED panel is going to cost more money. But when you're charging $700 for a console with one game on it, that's a little absurd. Nintendo. Now, I do think it's really cool that you can play GameCube games on your Switch 2. That's amazing, right? But to pay for Nintendo Online, I remember I always praised Nintendo that you never have to pay for an online subscription. If you want to buy an N64 game, you can buy that N64 game. You own it forever, download it, it's yours. Better to buy the physical N64 game, but if you want to buy it digitally, power to you. Now, Nintendo can keep charging you over and over just for access to their games that don't function as well as they do on the original hardware. For anyone that's played Luigi's Mansion, Super Mario Sunshine, you know that the... What do I call that? You know that the trigger... Sorry, my hair was bothering me. For anyone that's played Super Mario Sunshine or Luigi's Mansion, you know that your trigger is very important. You push it a little bit so you can still walk around and do your stuff. And you push it a lot to stop, stay put, and suck. But Nintendo's triggers are not analog. They're digital triggers. So it's not like you slightly push down to do something. No, it's on or off. This just takes away functionality from games that were perfectly functional 15 years ago, 20 years ago. Wow, I'm old. In my opinion, they're charging more money for a downgraded version of something that you could have already owned, and you gotta continuously pay it. It's kind of crazy, no? I miss the old ways of Nintendo person, when Reggie was fighting at the front lines to make sure that we get Wii Sports for free included. This wasn't even, Wii Sports wasn't included in Japan, if you didn't know this. It's crazy. Nintendo of America, Reggie fought for us. And how well did the Wii sell? Everyone loved the Nintendo Wii. Wii Sports was one of the best things in its time. But now, even the software demo for the Nintendo Switch 2 costs you $15. 15 bucks. That's kind of nuts, no? And it's just a big instruction manual. There's nothing crazy. There's no game to this. It's just an instruction manual. It's something that should have been included for free. And now we can compare that to something like Astro Bot, where even if you buy a PS5, you get a full game with an instruction manual in the background and specs in the background, but it's a full game. Try and say that about the Nintendo Switch 2 Welcome Tour. Now, a couple other Nintendo gripes. Nintendo just sues everyone. Maybe we'll have another video about all the shady stuff Nintendo's done. But we're steamrolling now. We're steamrolling. We're doing a Nintendo video quick. Now, I will admit, I love Nintendo. And I love this guy. I love this guy. Look how big he is. Isn't he so cute? I'm a big Zelda fan. I love Mario. That's like the games of my childhood. Pokemon? Amazing. Amazing games. But that doesn't justify all of their actions. Just because they've made quality content in the past doesn't mean we can just justify all of their actions. And the Nintendo fanboys are insane. Look at some of these tweets. People are defending the actions of this multi-billion-dollar corporation who have no idea who they are. They don't care about you. People are tagging the FBI to try and get people in trouble for modifying hardware that they purchased. That's, if you buy something, I should be able to take this apart without it getting bricked, without having anything go wrong. That's up to me. As a consumer, I purchased this product, this is now mine, I should be able to do what I want with it. Nintendo says no. Nintendo says no. If you buy a Switch 2, that's still Nintendo's. They can brick your console, turn that into a big chunky e-waste if they don't like what you're doing with it. That's kind of messed up, no? We also have a lot of hypocrisy with content creators. Personally, you can count on me with this. I'm not buying a Switch 2 unless it goes on sale for a reasonable price. And I'm gonna be honest, there's a good Zelda game, there's a good Pokemon game, there's a good Mario game. That's when I might feel inclined to do so. But at this point in time, I feel like supporting Nintendo in their choice of actions is absurd. We have one game on the console right now. Sure, you can play all of your Switch games upgraded, but is that really justifying a $700 console? I personally don't think so. Personally, if I wanted a better experience out of my Switch games, I would bring them over to my PC. Legally, nice try Nintendo, legally bring them over to my PC. But, as I was saying, there's a bunch of hypocrisy going around with the some creators putting out videos saying not to buy the Switch 2. Do not buy this, you're supporting terrible consumerism. And then a week later, putting out videos with the Switch 2 and having to make a big apology video. At least he could have brought out the ukulele. I don't know. This whole Switch 2 drama is a big mess. And I just wanted to rant about it for 5 minutes. I don't think you should buy the Switch. But, counterpoint, you make your own money. You work your butt off for that. You do with it what you want to do with it. But personally, I wouldn't recommend supporting Nintendo at this point in time. If you need Mario Kart World, buy a Switch 2. Buy a Switch 2. If that'll make you happy. If you want to buy a Switch 2, buy a Switch 2. But I personally won't be supporting Nintendo on this endeavor until they put out Zelda. Until they put out Zelda or Mario or something that actually catches my attention. But $700, not happening. If I should make a further rant about anything Nintendo, you guys let me know down in the comments. This is it for today. This is the wrap. I love y'all and hope you have a fantastic day. Catch you again soon.